Hey there, wrestling fans. It's me, host with the most, Team Rai, back with another wrestling podcast. Wrestling News, episode number 21. Now, my friend, go ahead and plug your channel and all that great stuff.
Hello everyone, my name is Connor, aka OK Fabe, here with Team Ryan on this amazing another podcast that we're doing right here. Feel free to check out my stuff at youtube.com/OKFabe forever. Hit me up on the tweeters and all that, or most social media stuff at OKFabe, obviously, too.
Thank you very much to plug your channel, and once again, thank you to come on board. Okay, first thing we are going to discuss from this past Monday about the whole Stephanie McMahon and Brie storyline. What's your thoughts?
The bitch slap her round the world.
There you go.
I've said this before, and I'll say this again. This storyline has been very well built. Not lately have they. I mean, even the Paige AJ thing, even though that's kind of still so in terms of the build. This particular storyline has been festering for almost, I think it's like 2 months now.
Yeah, since Payback.
Right. And this is the most amount of time that they've spent building up a match like this. So it's just nice and refreshing to see a women's rivalry given so much time and attention in terms of building the momentum, getting up the hype, and now they finally pulled the trigger on last night Monday Night Raw. I'm very intrigued to see Stephanie back in the ring. I'm intrigued to see this whole thing blow up, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go from there.
Yes, last time she wrestled was No Mercy 03, correct?
Almost 11 years. I mean, if you want to count the pudding match with Vicky from a month ago, I don't. But
no, that don't count.
Yeah, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love women wrestling and pudding as much as the next guy, but when you get down to technicalities here, then But No Mercy of 2003 was her last official, in-ring physical match, which was 11 years ago. And funny fact for you, FYI, was I believe 2 or 3 days before her wedding to Triple H.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until a couple years later.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. They actually mentioned it in the McMahon DVD because they were doing Vince's Chronicle, and Linda made the joke of she's getting married like not that long after. If there's a bruise or scratch, and Triple H is like, can you imagine she has a big black eye and she's missing a tooth like a hockey player getting married?
Actually, I think that match kind of sucked. I don't care for that. What's your thoughts on the match? From back in the day.
You kind of see that writing on the wall. Do we really expect any match involving Vince McMahon to be a catch as catch can wrestling match? No, it's a spectacle kind of glory match where you see the boss. Vince McMahon is as graceful as a rock. Okay, let's be fair here. He's about as graceful as a pillow of lead weights. He's not that great in the ring, obviously.
Nope.
So when you see like a match like that, you kind of like, okay. You kind of can expect to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I think the build-up was great. Just like the current Divas match, the Divas storyline, but it just sucked. The match that's just my opinion,
No, I understand.
But I think they could do a lot better, but that's just in the past. Okay, other news is we all know that this Tuesday coming up is the brand new wrestling DVD is Paul Heyman, the best manager right now. So what's your thoughts on this new one coming out?
Okay, if I have not stressed this enough, Heyman, I worship the ground that man walks on. He is my idol, my role model, my hero. Even though he's been playing a villain most of his time, he is my hero. He is in my opinion, one of the greatest wrestling talents in professional wrestling, period. Not just on camera, but behind the scenes. Even taking my biased opinion of him out of this way, WWE seems to be building this DVD to be a very solid one at that. Not just getting input in terms of his career from people in the company, but also from outside the company. Very much so, like they did with the CM Punk DVD. They got a hold of Cabana, they got a hold of Lita, they got a hold of other people that aren't associated with WWE. And Heyman's the same way. They got Gabe Sapolsky. They brought back Raven, Shane Douglas, Dusty Rhodes, Bill Apter. CM Punk will be in it, obviously. So it just, from what I've seen, the amount of time and accuracy and production and interviews they're going to put into this, it's probably going to be one of the best DVDs WWE's ever made.
Are you gonna pick it up? Or are you gonna wait a while?
Oh, I pre-ordered it.
Oh, did you?
Are you kidding me? The day it was announced, I'm like, done.
Did you get on Blu-ray or DVD version?
Both. You kidding me?
Now I want to ask you.
I don't even own a Blu-ray player, and I pre-ordered the Blu-ray version.
Now let me ask you a question. Why get 2 copies if it's the same thing almost? I was just curious.
What was that?
Why you get 2 copies if you don't have a Blu-ray player yet?
Because it's Paul Heyman. Enough said.
That's true. For me, I'm just gonna get the Blu-ray player, Blu-ray disc, and that's enough said. And what's your thoughts on the cover? Do you think it's an awesome cover?
I've been watching more than the cover. They've actually leaked some pieces of the documentary out on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
And it looks phenomenal.
But what's your thoughts on the cover? Do you think it's awesome?
The cover looks great.
Yeah.
And it's Heyman. It's short, sweet, and to the point. It's him.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. It's great.
Yeah, he's a future. If they can put him in the Hall of Fame, he's definitely in the Hall of Fame in the future. Oh, hell yeah.
There's many reasons he should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think his creativity is going to be one of the things that his legacy is most known for. Don't get me wrong. He'll be known as the guy whose client beat the Undertaker's undefeated streak, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that his creativity will be the one thing that people remember the most in terms of his booking and what he was able to do with talent and all that stuff. So.
Okay, recently Stinger made a shocking appearance at Comic-Con in San Diego. What's your thoughts on that? Were you surprised that he made a shocking appearance?
Kind of a half surprise. I didn't expect him to be at Comic-Con and part of a WWE panel.
Yeah.
But, with him being involved in the video game, I think that the Comic-Con thing is kind of another step in the right direction.
Yes.
I think that him, because I think everyone's like, okay, he's part of the video game. It's separate. He did a deal with 2K. Well, now he's showing up at Comic-Con on a WWE panel.
Yes.
He's never done that before.
Nope.
So I think that he's dipped his toe in the WWE water and he's liking the feel of it, and he might go for a full swim. We never know. But I think that the video game is the start of a very nice relationship with WWE. I'd say give it, see how things are in December, and go from there.
Yeah. First is the big announcement from 2K15. Then I think was it the same night or the week after that the shirt came out. When did that shirt came out? Was it after the announcement?
I think it was I think it was that same day.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but so yeah, it's interesting for those of you who didn't know why Sting was there or what the hell was actually going on. The reason that he was there was because they were actually announcing at Comic-Con that they were coming out with a SummerSlam action figure lineup, and for the first time ever,
oh, got it.
there will be a WWE action figure of Sting.
Oh wow, okay. Do you think it's good? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Now it's a video game. Now it's a T-shirt. Now it's an action figure. So it's building.
Wow. Now, what's the next step? Do you think the next step will be live on Raw? Do you think that'll be the next step for Stinger?
I think that's eventually the next step.
Okay. He looks great in that Sting gimmick. It's just giving goosebumps.
It's funny. I was actually watching he did a WWE interview. He did a WWE.com interview right after the Comic-Con thing, and it's funny because he's obviously getting older. No one gets younger nowadays.
Nope.
And it's funny, when I saw him leave TNA, he looked
bad.
old. No, not bad, but you could see that the wear and tear.
Oh yeah.
I think he's been gone since what? June?
Oh,
June?
of last year or this year?
Last year.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think I'm definitely way off. But anyway, and he looked fantastic. I mean, I don't know if it was the face paint or just being well rested, but Sting looked great. I wouldn't say in ring shape, but because black can hide a lot.
Yeah.
But I think just in general, he looked very well rested, very energized, and enthusiastic, and it looked like he looked in good shape.
Yeah, it looked like he got a lot of sleep. because he's not worried about TNA or not on the road, you know.
Yeah, and I think that if WWE presents Sting with the one match thing, which I'm pretty much going to say he's going to wrestle one more match. He wants one more match,
Yep.
and he wants that match in WWE. Um, against who is a whole other story, but I think that's more likely than not that's going to happen.
Yeah. We'll find out. Weeks or months to come.
Probably months.
Yeah. The other thing is, are you looking forward to SummerSlam? The lineup so far?
You know what? It's funny. I actually had a discussion with this with somebody else. I can't remember who, but it was one of my friends. And I said to him that I missed how SummerSlam used to have that big time feel to it. Not as big as Mania, but SummerSlam was, back in the day,
Oh yeah.
the second biggest pay-per-view of the year next to WrestleMania.
Yes.
And I felt like lately, the last like maybe 3, maybe 4, or even 5 years,
Yeah.
SummerSlam has missed that. To me, it's felt that like it doesn't feel like a big deal anymore. It
Nope.
feels like another
Average pay-per-view.
right. And so I think now they're starting to do a decent build with some of these ones, like the Brie Bella Stephanie, like the Brock Lesnar John Cena, Jericho Wyatt. That's debatable, but I think they're trying to reestablish that like relatively decent big time feel. If anything, between the Stephanie Brie and the John Cena Lesnar match, in terms of hey, this is a big pay per view, this is a big deal to watch, and I hope that they felt the rest of the card like that. I mean, from what it looks like, the rest of the card is going to be a lot of filler matches, or at least like mid card matches, which I'm not complaining about. But I think that WWE is at least attempting to re-establish and recreate that SummerSlam big time feel again.
Yes. I'm not too sure if you heard this. Probably you have. There's a lot of rumors floating around that they are possibly gonna break up Ryback and Curtis Axel, and I guess Ryback's gonna turn on Ryback, or Ryback's gonna turn on Axel. You heard about that or no?
I did hear little rumblings about that about a month ago, that they were teasing Ryback so being split. To be honest with you, I'd say don't do it.
Yeah.
I think I was listening to them doing commentary one week, and I thought it was hilarious. I think I think they should not. I don't think they should split them up. I think give them the chance, give them a chance to shine. I wouldn't say put the straps on them yet, but I think that they're an entertaining team, and I think that it's kind of stupid only because they hyped up Ryback.
Yeah. Oh God.
He flopped. Then they kind of had him dwindle as a Paul Heyman guy. That flopped.
Big time.
And now they're putting him in like a almost random tag team, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna split them up too." It's just like they don't know what the hell to do with them. It's
Nope.
getting kind of frustrating.
And then another thing is, when Curtis Axel was the IC champion, they keep using say Mr. Perfect. We all know he's related to that's his son, dad or whatever. But we all know that Mr. Perfect is the best. No offense.
What, you don't think they should have used that?
No, correct. He should use his own name and make his own start. I mean, famous for W. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, his real name's Joe Henning, so one way or another, people are going to put the 2 and 2 together.
That's
so
true.
I think the Curtis Axel thing is I actually like that name, and I like what they did in terms of putting out there the fact of who his dad and his grandfather is,
Correct.
but with his own unique identity. Obviously, the Curtis Axel is a spin-off of obviously Kurt Hennig, his father, and Axe being Larry the Axe Hennig, which is his grandfather. And of course, I like the way that they took Mr. Perfect's theme song and kind of remixed it a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
I actually enjoyed the gimmick. I thought it was decent because it's like, okay, we're acknowledging he's a third generation superstar. We're acknowledging that lineage, that history, and how good he is as an individual competitor. But we're also understanding that this is a different version of that, and that's what I liked. When you had Rocky Maivia, it's kind of like they shoved it a little too far down people's throats, and that's why it didn't work.
Yeah. Do you think this Mr. Perfect's son is gonna get pushed again like he did before with the IC belt, or no?
Do I think he'll be pushed for the IC title again?
Yeah, or
I would.
yeah.
I would love to see that. I thought his run as IC champion was not horrible. I think that, and this is just my opinion, as much as I love Paul Heyman, I think putting him with Paul Heyman was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because Heyman, I think what happened was WWE realized like how good Heyman was in terms of a commodity, in terms of making someone get over really quick. And they obviously saw the success with Brock. And they're like, okay, let's put you with Punk to get the heat, and that worked. And so I think they put Paul Heyman with guys who they thought they could instantly make like that, and it didn't pan out. Like Curtis Axel, like Ryback, like Cesaro. Not saying any of these guys suck, but I think that Heyman wasn't the best choice for them to be partnered up with at that moment of their career.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't work for everyone when Paul Heyman's the manager and your superstar is, you know what I'm saying? It does not work for everybody. It worked for Punk, it worked for Lesnar, and it worked for etc., etc. You know what I'm saying, my man?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And actually, it's funny. He said in an interview that if you watch Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar versus Paul Heyman with CM Punk, it's two different Paul Heymans. When you see Paul Heyman with Lesnar, it's basically like you're watching Brock Lesnar talk. But you're watching Brock Lesnar talk from a demonic, twisted, sick mind who knows how dangerous he is and can articulate that and talk down to a crowd like that. And it's an incredible, extraordinary thing to watch. And it's great when you see Heyman in the ring and Lesnar kind of following, all Heyman is, he's just telling you about this beast that's going to kill you. That's all he's doing. He's nothing, what's the saying? I'd rather be at the devil's side than his path. He's on the side.
Okay.
With Punk, it's a whole different story. Because Punk doesn't need the articulation. Punk doesn't really need the elaborate. He doesn't need the extra person. That's a friendship deal. That's a whole thing where it's like they're on the same page. So Heyman's not working for Punk, trying to make Punk look better. It's they're both in there, they're doing their thing, they're on the same level, and they're just taking everyone along for the ride. It's a fantastic dichotomy.
Okay, speaking of Brock Lesnar, we all know he's going to face John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, there's a lot of rumors floating around that Brock Lesnar is going to beat John Cena because he's going to film a movie. Is that really legit, or is just another rumor going around?
Apparently, it's a stronger rumor, at least from what I've read, than I thought it was. So, I guess chances are that he's going to win the belt, but the thing is, I question why. I can go on forever about this, but I'm just going to say this. I don't think they should have had Lesnar in the title hunt to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
Granted, where do you go from here when you beat the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania? But they've kind of creatively booked themselves into a corner.
Yep. Because
Lesnar's going to have to lose, and it's not going to look good no matter what. It's mainly due to time constraints.
Yeah, so when do you think, I mean, of course he's going to probably beat Cena. So do you think Lesnar's going to kill that belt all the way through 31 Mania?
Do I think Lesnar's going to keep the belt to Mania?
Yeah, I know he's a part-time wrestler, so what do you think is going to happen?
I mean, that's a tough one. He could. If you could. Sorry, I'm stammering. You could do it if you built it the right way, and it also depends on Lesnar's schedule. If Lesnar was able to show up once a month, I'd say screw it, do it, because you could pull it off.
Yeah.
You can build an entire pay-per-view of 4 weeks of television without the champion actually being there.
That's true.
There's ways around it. In fact, I actually kind of like that idea because it makes it more of a big deal when the champion does show up. But I digress. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Lesnar's going to show up at SummerSlam and Night of Champions. He's going to drop the belt at Night of Champions, and it's going to look like shit because it sucks because they didn't put the amount of time into it. If they came to Lesnar and at WrestleMania 31 and said, "Okay, here's the plan. We want to put the belt on you. We want you to carry it for this amount of period of time. Can we renegotiate your contract to make these dates? If yes, go for it. If not, wouldn't pull that trigger. There's other things they could have done in the meantime too, like they could have had Lesnar try to put somebody else over. Now, when I say put somebody else over, it doesn't mean necessarily a clean win. Lesnar can still win, but still make somebody else look good at the same time.
That's true, but this is my theory. I agree with you. He should never even get a damn title shot at all. He's a part-time wrestler. I know a lot of my viewers are going to say, Team Alright, The Rock won it. I don't know why The Rock even get the damn title shot. That's bullshit back then, you know?
Well, Rock was different because Rock had the commitment to Elimination Chamber and Raw's leading up to Mania. So at least they could utilize him enough way to give it a proper build. Do I think Rock should have ever won the title and championship in the first place? No. But I'm not Vince. I don't have that power. I don't. Nope. It's just my opinion.
I think Punk should kept the belt all the way through Mania, and he could have a great match against Taker. Of course, probably everybody wants to assume that the Taker's gonna win, and he'd still be in the field. That'd still be a great match. The belt on line, and the streak would be still intact. You know.
What they should have done was, and this is just my opinion, and they were kind of already doing it, but they didn't really follow through too much, was they had Punk turn heel right around SummerSlam. Perfect. So now you can redo the Cena Punk feud. That's fine. Stretch that out all the way to the Rumble.
Yes.
We would have been sick of it, but hear me out. Stretch it out to the Rumble. And then in that time frame where Punk is feuding with Cena, that is when you build his opponent for Mania, the person who's going to beat him for the belt. He should have lost the belt to someone deserving of it at WrestleMania, because it would have put them over for not only winning the championship at WrestleMania, but for also defeating, the number 7 longest championship reign in WWE history. It would have put the next person over much better.
Oh, yeah. So do you think, I know it will never happen now, but do you think we'll see the Punk versus Taker match for the belt was it 2 years ago?
Do I think they should have done Punk versus Taker for the belt?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
If Punk held the belt...
That long, yeah.
If Punk held the belt, he should have lost to someone to put him over.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Got it. So maybe at the chamber match, huh?
What's that?
Maybe at the Elimination Chamber or Rumble, huh?
This is just me. I would have, because of the momentum that Punk had as a heel champion, keeping the belt that long, I would not have had him drop it at any other time other than Mania. If it was a sooner rival, if it was a smaller length, maybe a pay-per-view between here and there, but just because he held it for so long, you know.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch gears and discuss about this match that's going to happen at SummerSlam. AJ versus Paige. What's your thoughts on this rivalry now?
This one's weird. I'm not opposed to AJ and Paige feuding. It's just a very weird rivalry. It's like, okay, we're friends, but we're competitive. Oh, I hit you. I didn't mean to hit you. Oh, I snapped. I didn't mean to snap. It just confuses me sometimes. I mean, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to recreate kind of like the where frenemies. I get that, but they're kind of still dipping in the water. Tease it at first, then pull the trigger and say, okay, it's clear cut and dry. I'm a bad guy. You're a good guy. Bam. No in between.
Yes.
I feel like they're still kind of dragging it on.
They should do this on a pay-per-view wise, and people discuss it. Then they could discuss it on the review, and then they could say, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen on Raw?" You know what I'm saying?
I would have had Paige turn on at Battleground.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I would have had Paige snap at Battleground. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Why Raw? Come on now, you know.
Because they want Raw to have the better ratings.
Did it really help? Do you know?
Probably not.
But how long I think this is a good, decent feud, because usually the Divas matches just absolutely just sucks. No offense, but it just sucks.
Oh no, I'm not saying that the rivalry's bad. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Because, like I said, just because they're kind of teasing the gray area of who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Obviously, we know Paige is more the bad, but
yeah.
Just, I think that if they really want to go full out, just go full out. You
Yeah,
know?
what the hell? I think this is a very, very great build-up. It reminded me of, I know a lot of people won't agree with me, of the Lita and Trish back in the day, and it was awesome, you know?
I think they have the potential to do it. I think that Paige is still young, early in her career
Yes.
to be labeled that yet. But if given the opportunity, I don't see any reason why the two of them couldn't.
Yeah, because a lot of divas in the past left, like Caitlyn left, she should stick around. Were you a big fan of Kelly back in the day, yes or no?
Not really. I mean, she was hot, but that's about it.
Yeah. If they use her right, she could be a great performer.
If anyone trained right, they could get a chance. You know.
That's true. Speaking of that, what's your thoughts on these fucking whatever they the two girls just broke up? What's your thoughts on those two ladies?
Oh, what, the Funkadactyls?
Yes. And do you think both of them are gonna have a great career, or do you think one of them is gonna have a great career in WWE?
I think Naomi's going to have the better career, but obviously that's just what they're portraying on TV right now. Who knows? The main reason I like the whole split up is because, hey, guess what? Now that's 3 rivalries in the Divas division. We have 3 stories going on. Holy crap! It's the Attitude Era again. You know, you have. I'm obviously joking. You have Paige and AJ. You have Brie and Stephanie, and I have Naomi and Cameron. So at least there's some depth in the storylines.
Yeah, about time.
Kidding.
Man. But I wish they keep this up, because I know most of the guys out there, when they see a Divas division, click, bathroom break, go get snacks, go get us some beer, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Usually I do all 3.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're being honest on my podcast. But I don't know why. I mean, right now I'm getting into the Divas matches, the Divas storyline. But in the past, it's like a freaking bathroom break. I mean, I do that now, but then you just you just gotta say like a holy shit moment,
Yeah, I mean it's nice to see some depth in the division other
Yes.
than just a squash match with and that's the thing that really irked me the most about the Divas division was it was literally like, oh, okay, you see like 2 women fighting and the Divas champion is doing commentary. It's like, oh, by the way, they're gonna have a match for the title, just FYI.
Yeah, come on, Look at WWE don't put no freaking effort on it. Same thing for the U.S. Belt. They don't put no freaking effort. I really thought at Battleground, Sheamus is going to win the belt, and he's going to unify the belts the next pay-per-view, but I guess that we have other ideas. Was that just the original plan, or do you know?
I didn't hear specifically,
Okay.
but I don't, it's. Well, there's been so many rumors about that between, excuse me, Sheamus unifying the title and everything. They've literally teased that, I think, 5 times.
Yeah.
So, honestly, in my opinion, again, this is another subject I can go on forever about, but I say unify the damn belts.
Yep.
You're tarnishing in my opinion, the U.S. title is not meant, but I mean no disrespect to anyone who, including Sheamus or Dean Ambrose, whoever's won the U.S. title. I'm saying that WWE's way of portraying and booking the U.S. championship as of late, to me, hurts the lineage of such a great championship. They don't need the U.S. title. They really don't, because they barely feature it anyway.
Yeah, once in a while they do, but not too often.
Well, it's kind of clear cut that they're favoriting the Intercontinental title. When you have the U.S. champion fighting for the Intercontinental title, enough said.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason they don't want to focus on the U.S. belt because it's not their belt; it's WCW belt,
That's true.
And
it is another thing.
And that is a sad thing,
What's that?
That's sad,
Well, WWE's never been big on things that aren't their creation.
That's true.
It's just a general, thing. I mean, I loved it back when the U.S. title was exclusive to SmackDown.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And it gave some, Stephanie McMahon announced, hey, you're gonna get, we're bringing the U.S. title back. The first champion was Eddie Guerrero, then it was Big Show, and then it was John Cena, then it was Carlito, and then you had a lot of decent mid-carders holding the championship.
Yeah, Cena, yep.
But now it's kind of just like, okay, who can we give this to?
Yep.
Okay, you hold it. Okay, you hold it. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who is, I don't mean any disrespect to Sheamus or anyone who currently holds or has recently held the U.S. title. I'm just saying I don't like the way WWE is portraying it.
Another thing, do you remember back in the day when, speaking of Stephanie, when she had a great tournament and it's like the SmackDown Tag Team belts? Those are awesome belts. Do you remember those days?
Which belts were those?
It was the tag team belts. Like they had a tournament, and they called SmackDown tag team belts at the time. Remember, exclusive to SmackDown.
The blue gold ones.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. They should bring that back, and instead of the belts they have now, they should just use it for Raw and SmackDown. That'd be sweet.
One of my favorite recent time frames in wrestling that I was actually actively watching it was probably between 2003 and 2004. I say that was one of WWE's best years in terms of. I'm talking recent, obviously, Attitude Era and the 80s, they're a whole different area, but just in terms of between 2003 and 2004, you had extreme brand diversity, you had depth in the roster on both brands, and both, all their divisions. Raw and SmackDown each had 4 titles each. Raw had the WWE, Raw had the World Heavyweight, the Intercontinental, the World Tag Team, and the Women's. SmackDown had the Cruiser, WWE Tag, US, and WWE Championship.
Oh, yeah.
And there was depth in each division. That's the part that I like the most.
Oh, yeah.
A title can't mean much if there's no one in the division to fight for it.
Yep. And then I love the Cruiserweight. That was freaking awesome back in the day. They said exclusive to SmackDown. Cruiserweight belt. That was freaking awesome. I loved it.
I still say that's one of the championships they should bring back. But,
yes. Because look, they have all the guys who who's not on TV. They could put Keith Slater on there probably, right?
What's that?
Keith Slater could be a cruiserweight candidate, or was he too big for that?
Well, who was the last cruiserweight champion?
Hornswoggle.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's W's fault.
But I mean, if you're bringing in a bunch of international stars anyway, who most of them are around that around that build anyway, I say go for it. I say bring back the cruiserweight title. You know what you're getting from it. It's basically a spot fest championship, but that's what I think that's needed.
And put it exclusive to SmackDown, and people could tune in.
And that was and like I said, it was great brand diversity. But
I loved it. It was awesome.
Yep.
Another thing is, let's see here. Do you think Night of Champions will be just another average pay-per-view in September? Or do you think it's going to see like a holy shit moment?
No, I think they're going to build up Night of Champions to be a very decent pay-per-view.
Yeah, because in the past, Night of Champions is just an average pay-per-view. I went to Night of Champions in 2010. I saw Kane versus The Undertaker in Chicago, Illinois, and it was a great feud. What's your thoughts on that feud I just mentioned a few minutes ago?
Taker and Kane?
Yeah.
I thought the last time Taker and Kane feuded, which is the one you're referring to,
yeah,
was it was nice because it was a touch of nostalgia, but with a twist.
Yes.
And the Kane-Taker rivalry before that relaunch in 2010 was primarily Kane being, beaten down by Taker. That's really all it was. It was a lower tier, I say in air quotes, Taker for Taker to beat down. This time it was different because Kane came out on top every single time.
Yeah, all 3.
And for the first time that I know, Taker put over Kane.
About time.
And again, I mean, I'm talking in terms of the bigger picture and long term, but that's one of the main reasons I enjoyed it. Is because Kane came out on top.
And by the time of WrestleMania, of course Taker's gonna win, But speaking of WrestleMania, a lot of people are kind of mad that we're never gonna see another Taker versus Kane match. Would you like to see that, or not really?
I mean, at this point, Taker's pretty much on his last
leg, huh?
Yeah, and as much as the Taker-Kane rivalry will go down as one of the great ones, I don't think there's any need for it. I think that the only reason you would have another Taker-Kane match would be to maybe have Kane beat the streak, but obviously that's not the case anymore.
Nope.
You got to think, okay, what's the purpose of this? and there's no purpose in putting a Taker Kane match together, in my opinion. I mean, granted, I'm not saying the rivalry wouldn't be good. I don't say the feud would be good, but considering that they've done a lot and they've pretty much done everything, I just don't think there's any need to continue that feud anyway.
Speaking of Kane, is he a future Hall of Famer?
I believe so. If not for the Kane gimmick, then for maybe the dentist gimmick.
No, hell no. I think that was the worst. I don't know if you've seen on YouTube. I think someone asked him about the gimmick, and he did not like the gimmick at all.
Sorry, what was that?
I don't know if you remember, if you look on YouTube, Kane, or actually Adam Jacobs, what's his name?
Yeah.
He didn't like the gimmick because I guess that's the worst gimmick for him. It was, but paycheck's a paycheck, but you gotta start somewhere in the wrestling world, you know?
Listen, there's no perfect gimmick out there.
Nope.
Let's put it that way.
Nope. But, now, what's your thoughts on, do you think Lesnar would turn against the Authority when he wins the belts, or no?
You know what's funny? These are discussions I've had with other people in terms of just throwing out ideas. And one of the things I said was, I think the Authority is going to trust in Lesnar right now.
Okay.
And I think that he's going to turn on the Authority, in which case that's when the Authority starts sending out like Kane and stuff. But I think Kane's going to turn before Lesnar.
Got it. So you think do you think Kane is going to get out of the Authority and go back on his own?
Yeah, if not, then Orton's turning face.
You know what? It don't matter if Orton's face or heel. He's just so boring. I don't know if you agree with me about Orton.
I'd prefer Orton to be heel.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like him as the Authority.
Bitch, huh? Oh, you like when he's a Authority bitch, huh?
No, I like the Orton that would run into the ring, RKO someone, just look at them and leave.
Yeah. I think that he ruined his career lately, hasn't he? About Orton.
I wouldn't say ruin. I just think that, because, people go through slumps creatively.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at, I'll give you a fantastic example.
Go for it.
Sandow.
Oh, my God. I just made a video on that.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I'm saying, and this is one thing I've told people too, is Sandow's in a slump now. Because
yes.
they're trying to like put him through the ringer, and they're trying to show that he can be entertaining in this different side of him, and people are shitting on it.
Yes.
Because we all know how good he is.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the point. Is that okay? Trust in me to put him through this crap, but at the end of this crap, he will. When we get done with this, he'll come out a star.
Does that mean, did he say something stupid backstage? Is that why he's doing these other gimmicks?
Yeah.
Do you know what did he do wrong?
Oh, no, he didn't do it. I don't think he did anything wrong.
Okay.
I think that WWE just kind of went in a different direction with him.
Because usually, when you, the main eventer, he was a main eventer, right?
He won the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and then look what happened. He just, rock bottom. And I thought, and probably most of the wrestling fans said, oh shit, he did something backstage, and he said he didn't, so okay. So.
Like I said, I think that eventually they will bring him back into the fold in terms of pushing him again. So I just say, let's just wait it out and see what happens.
I just, hopefully he has patience to wait it out, Hopefully he just say, you know what, screw this, I'm leaving,
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Another thing is, what do you think? I don't know if you're a big fan about Rey Mysterio. I know he has injuries after injuries after injuries. Has he had another surgery lately again? Knee surgery?
No, but there's a whole other interesting story behind that. One that I just did a video not that long ago about. And so here's the deal. Ray. So Ray has been injured for majority of the end of his contract.
Oh, yeah.
So WWE's contract has a clause in it that says if they feel they are owed dates, they could extend his contract without his agreement.
Same thing
And
what they
did.
did. Same thing what they did to Punk, right?
No. They didn't do that to Punk.
Oh.
But WWE has the power to do that.
Okay,
if
got
they
it.
feel, if like for example, if Ray was out for a year, which he was, and they feel like, hey, we should maybe you should do 6 months of the last year that you didn't do, they'll extend his contract, which they did. They still pay him, but he's still under contract. So Ray apparently did not like that. Who would be forcibly signed to stay at a job he didn't want to, possibly? And Ray's kind of, I think Ray's almost done too, because he's had, I think, at least 2 knee surgeries.
Yeah, oh yeah.
One on each knee, which is pretty much is necessary for his style of wrestling. So I think he's almost done too.
Yeah.
And he stopped cashing WWE paychecks.
Oh really?
Yes, according to many sources I've read, he still receives his paychecks from WWE, but he refuses to cash them.
I wonder why.
I believe because he's trying to get out of his contract. He wants to get out. I think he wants to retire. Now, there's been rumors that he might either want to return to Mexico and either do one last retirement run there for a year, or even there's been rumors about him either opening up a school and or promotion in Mexico as well.
That's what I heard.
So I mean, I think that he just wants to get out of his WWE contract.
Will he be a future Hall of Famer?
What's that?
Will he be a future Hall of Famer for WWE?
God, yeah.
Not just because he won the championship at WrestleMania 22. Is that why?
What was that?
Is it because he's giving a Hall of Fame because he won the championship at WrestleMania 22? That's not the reason he's giving a Hall of Fame, right?
I mean, you don't get a Hall of Fame induction because of one moment.
Okay.
You get a Hall of Fame induction because of your career, your passion. And Ray's been wrestling since he was 16 years old. 16. Yeah. Okay? Most kids wrestle 17, 18. He was doing it at 16. He has wrestling in his blood. He's been all over the place. He's been Japan, Mexico, Germany, Australia, obviously ECW, WCW, WWE. He's hit all the major ones.
Except TNA, you know?
Well, yeah. Yeah, TNA is. It is a major promotion, but he has not been to TNA. He hasn't even been to Ring of Honor either. So.
Yeah, I think all them high flyers, high flying moves back in the day. I think it finally caught up to him. Knee surgery after knee surgery. When the last time he was on TV? The whole year was it back in 2011?
The last time Rey Mysterio was on TV?
Yeah, full time.
Full. Well, he's been off of full time for a while, but I think the last time he appeared was 2012.
Damn! Woo!
But I'm actually checking it out right now.
Okay.
So he returned. Oh, okay, that's right. Duh. The last time we saw him, of course, was at the. It was the night after Raw.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. He competed in the Royal Rumble, and he also competed in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but then he lost to Bad News Bear the night after WrestleMania, and then bam, that was pretty much it.
See,
we haven't seen it
I don't remember that because it's been so long ago, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like here before then he was 2013. He returned to a match, but who's looking here? Yeah, it looks like around 2012. Pretty much the last 4 years, he's been scattered in terms of just here and there. And I think he should just retire.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess it's confirmed. I hopefully I'm right. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose is gonna go 1-on-1 again at SummerSlam. Is that correct, or is that another rumor?
Well, they never went 1-on-1 to begin with.
Well, you're right, but well, they had a so they are gonna have a match at SummerSlam, right?
Here's the thing: they pretty much have said that most likely, and they've been kind of teasing it too, that Rollins will face Ambrose. I'm gonna call it right now.
Okay, go for it.
That if it's not a normal match, it's gonna be false count anywhere.
I think it should be a. Well, you just say false count anywhere. I love that stipulation.
It just makes sense based off of the way they've been brawling all over the place.
Oh yeah. Now, will you put the briefcase on line? Yes or no?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
we all know that Seth Rollins probably retain it, right?
Well, because yeah. Because I mean, look at how their rivalry started. Obviously, with the Shield breakup, and then Kane screwed Ambrose up the contract. Because if you really want to break it down, Ambrose was supposed to win. In storyline mode, Ambrose would have won if it wasn't for Kane and Rollins. So I say, yeah, put the briefcase up on the line.
I love the Ambrose new music. You liked it?
Yes, I liked it when we played it in the intro of the podcast
Yes,
too.
yes. I like it. It reminded me of Bob Spark part whatever back in the day, but like a racing car.
Just the music, not the gimmick.
Yeah, it reminded me of. There's a lot of wrestlers have old school songs. They just tweak it a little bit,
Yeah.
Do you think Taz will ever come back to WWE as a Hall of Fame?
Do I think that who will come back?
Taz.
Uh,
I know he recently signed a new deal for TNA, so I just assumed that he will come back eventually.
I mean, never say never.
No.
I think Taz is just looking to do something different with his career. I think he's done very, very well as a commentator.
Oh yeah,
very well. And
he did a good job in WWE. And then he just did he live on his own, or did he bet
could if he wanted to. I think that he was kind of fed up with and honestly fed up. But I think that he just wanted to explore his options, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that he's done a very good job in TNA as the commentator.
Yeah.
But never say never. I wouldn't. Hall of Fame. I think it's a little too soon for that. I don't think he couldn't do it, but I think it's a little too soon to say. But again, never say never.
Hey, what's going on with Mick Foley? I have not seen him in a while. I know he's not a full-time wrestler, but what's going on with Mick Foley?
So Foley is doing a stand-up. I think it's a stand-up comedy or a one-man tour show right now. He actually was near me right around Money in the Bank. I actually almost got tickets to go, but I had to work, unfortunately.
That sucks.
But I was tempted to go. So I guess he's doing a tour now, and I think he's going to be working on another book.
Do you think he's going to be like in the Chicago area doing the stand-up thing, or maybe, right?
I think Mick's just trying to find different things that he can dip into.
Because I like to see him they're live. I know it's not very expensive, right, for tickets?
Sorry, what was that?
His tickets are not very expensive, is it?
No, they're about $20, whatever you normally pay for a ticket.
And after that, you could meet him, right? Or is that a different tickets, right?
I think it's part of a meet and greet too. I don't know the full details. Like I said, I was actually tempted to go, but I didn't get a chance to.
And you probably won't ever come back again, right? Just one-time deal, you think?
What's that?
Probably just a one-time deal, right? If you miss out, you miss out. He won't come back, will he?
You never know. Never say never.
I heard he was not very happy when Daniel Bryan was not in the Rumble last year or this year. He was not too happy, Mick Foley.
Yeah, he's been pretty vocal.
I don't know if that's really his own words, or that just it's gonna be his own word because he's not with WWE anymore. So I guess he's really pissed off,
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know if I don't know if he refused to sign the Legends contract or it expired or whatever the hell was.
Now, this is my theory about the Rumble. I think Daniel Bryan should even been in it. He wasn't in the damn Rumble main event. That was bullshit,
Yeah, I hear you.
And then, I think the only reason they give Batista the shot because he's good friends with Triple H, and that's not fair,
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then, speaking of Batista, I forget what pay-per-view was it. But Payback, when he was all in blue, or was it Extreme Rules? He was all in blue like a Smurf.
It just, I question who the hell. I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was, but I want to question and pull that person aside and say, hey, look, so these guys are coming out as a unit. They're coming out as a team. They're coming out as a group. So you have one guy in black, another guy in black. Why is he in blue?
Yes, I know. Go figure it out.
Why? Common sense eludes people sometimes, and it really hurts my head sometimes.
And plus, Batista was out of Europe. Out of wrestling for 4 freaking years. He was out of shape. when he trying to come to the ring. He ripped his freaking pants. Of course, everyone knows about that situation. I know he felt embarrassed backstage, you know?
Uh, yeah, but yeah, the whole skinny jeans thing.
Yeah.
That, hey, it's his choice on that one. You know what I mean? It was his call to do that.
Oh, you think that he ripped it on purpose? Or do you think...
Oh, no. I mean, just wearing the skinny jeans.
Oh, okay. Because I know he gained a lot of weight since, like, 2010, right?
I think he's anything but he's trimmed down, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, well, everyone have their own opinion, but he's I think he's a no future Hall of Famer because, of course, probably Triple H is going to put him in the Hall of Fame, you know?
yeah, maybe.
Are you looking forward to get W2K15?
Oh yeah, I always like playing the video games. In fact, you can see some of the video game play on my channel too. I'm going to be actually starting a new video series soon too.
What system do you have?
What's that?
What system do you have?
I have a 360.
How you like it so far?
I've had it for a while. I'm not complaining. I mean, I haven't upgraded to any of the major consoles yet because, and the only reason I got an Xbox 360 versus a PS3 was because of price. Because at the time I got an offer deal, it was pretty cheap. But I mean, I like the 360. It's no problems with it.
Are you gonna get the new Xbox down the road or no rush?
I'm gonna wait it out. I'm kind of waiting to see, if the price drops on anything else, and just, taking my time with it.
Another thing is, do you ever shop on .com ever?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to get the Taker one or all these great plaques, or is it too much money right now?
I'd probably get a Paul Heyman shirt, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like that Paul Heyman. I like to get that CM Punk plaque, but the only way I could get it is on eBay. But they're so outrageous prices. Good lord, you know.
Well, it's either that or the eat, sleep, break the streak, repeat.
Yeah, that's a cool shirt, you know.
So.
Yeah, and Unplex, man.
What's that?
Do you shop on eBay?
Occasionally, I haven't lately.
You got anything to sell, or you got no desire?
No. I have very little to sell.
Do you? What else? I just hopefully Dolph Ziggler will get back to the main roster. I mean, main push again. I like Dolph Ziggler, you know.
Excuse me. Yeah, I hope he wins the IC title. Just give him the IC title, folks, please. At least just that. Yes. Make us happy at least once.
And then this whole Miz thing, the only reason I pushed him because he just recently made a movie, and I don't think this whole new gimmick about the Miz. I mean, I love this new, I guess, theme song. I mean, his new intro. They just stole that from The Rock back in the day, you know. That's all.
I mean, steals a strong word, but I mean, they basically,
borrowed or whatever.
They're taking They're taking a old heel gimmick that's been used in wrestling many times, and just twisting it and modernizing it. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
I personally thought, and I think NJ from the British Fist said the same thing, and I thought it would be fantastic. You know how when on one Raw they had him say, "Oh, here's the money maker," they had his picture up on the Titantron during the entire match.
Yes.
I think that he should do that for every match.
I agree.
It would just be so annoying and cocky and arrogant, or even better, do like a slideshow.
Yes, same thing what he did with same thing what he did back in Stephanie and Triple H. Remember that on the side of the screens?
Yeah.
It was awesome. They did that the whole did the whole time they did that the whole era.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was awesome. And I think this is the end of this podcast. So go ahead and plug your other channel real quick, my man.
Sure. So once again, first off, thank you again for having me. My channel is youtube.com/okfabe4, the number 4 ever. You can follow me on Twitter at okfabe. Check it out. I do wrestling talk discussions with my own little comedic twist to it. Q&As, wrestling talks, fantasy bookings, video gameplay, all that fun hoopla.
Hoopla. I like you said hoopla.
My
And
favorite word.
by the way,
Favorite much.
one of my videos, I stole your catchphrase. So
What's that?
one of my videos recently, I said the word hoopla.
I don't know why I have an obsession with that word, but like I'll just like when I'm trying to think of stuff to say, I just think of like, oh well, this hoopla,
Yeah,
and
it
I
sounds
just
good.
don't know why.
Yeah, you're a cool guy. Hopefully, you could share this video or whatever and tell all your followers about this podcast edition. Hopefully, they'll tune in.
Oh, of course, I'll let them know I'm on here, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No
And thank you
problem,
for having
man.
me. I appreciate it.
So we're gonna end this on a high note. This is a long one, and hopefully it will be up sooner or later. I'm not too sure when, but thanks very much to come on board. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to get the Paul Heyman DVD or Blu-ray. I cannot wait to watch SummerSlam. It'll be here what 4 weeks from now?
What's that?
When is SummerSlam? What 4 weeks or 3 weeks?
No, it's going on 2. It's August 17th. It's early this year.
Damn. And I cannot wait to get W2K15. Time is just flying by.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Before you know it, it'll be the road to WrestleMania 31. I'll be there live in living color. So whoever listening, hopefully you can meet Team Rai. I don't know if you're gonna go. I know you want to go, but it costs a lot of money.
I'll start walking from Boston.
You better start now, huh?
Yeah, I might as well start early.
Yeah. So that's it. This is the host, the most Team Rai, and my special guest. One more time. Go ahead and say it.
Mr. OK Fabe.
And goodbye, my viewers. Catch you on the flip side. Have a good one, everyone.